You are listening to the Primetime Podcast with your hosts, Bryant Chisel and Jake Jorgensen. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Week 1's Rewind of the 2025 season. I'm here with the one and only Jake Jorgensen, as always, and winner of last week's game of the week, Off on D's, Lane. What's up, dude?
Shit, is my name still that?
Yeah, you don't even have golf in your team, actually.
Yeah,
Brandon did mention that. I totally forgot about it until just now. Brandon mentioned that last week when I was talking to him. He said we were giving Preston so much shit for not changing his team name, we didn't even notice that Lane doesn't have golf anymore.
Bro, I thought I changed it on all my leagues that I needed to. That's awkward.
So, yeah, well, you can still trade for golf if you need to, Lane. You didn't outscore Kyler, though, so.
Yeah, no. Kyler's in it, so we're good.
All right, we've got our standard schedule for the regular season on the docket here. We've got matchups we're going to go through. We will announce the next game of the week, which is tough to do because we're recording this on a Tuesday. So waivers haven't run yet, so teams, I'm sure lineups will be tweaked, as the week gets on. But we're just going to announce it, and if it tweaks, it tweaks. We're not changing it. Feel pretty confident this will be a good game. Then we'll have, obviously, our standings review. We'll go through the best players. There won't really be any transactions. I don't think there were any since waivers haven't run yet. Yeah, I cut Coker. That's it. So, did the transaction a little early, I guess. And then we'll do the matchup previews and get on to everybody's favorite segment for the first time this year.
Ooh.
Yeah, baby.
Boom. Roasted.
So, I guess we can check out last week's games. We believe we normally start with the biggest blowout, so I guess we'll go to Preston's game. Believe it or not, Preston is on the giving end of the blow. Nice. Yeah, Cade got fucked here, dude. 80 points. Lane, how does it feel seeing your little brother get brutalized like this on YouTube Live?
National TV. Sometimes it just be like that. It's not like I scored like 60 points in one of my other leagues and lost by about 100.
Masturbates, Jurassic Barkley, must-see TV. Patrick Mahomes was actually good. This, unironically, might be like a top 3 performance if you include last year in his fantasy performances. I think he had a couple really big games last year, but I don't think he really broke 25 really much, if ever, last year.
Lost his best receiver on the first drive again.
Yeah, Travis Kelce, dude. I hope that everybody has seen the Travis Kelce, like Taylor Swift, Xavier Worthy thing that was circulating the internet, the little TikTok thing that was going around where Taylor Swift was saying how much she loved Xavier Worthy, and then it was just like a cut of Travis Kelce laughing and
killing him.
Yeah, and then just absolutely dislocating his
R.I.P.
shoulder on the field. Oh, that was crazy. If you haven't seen that, I highly recommend looking it up. You can look up Taylor Swift, Xavier Worthy, and I'm sure it'll be the first result on any search engine you use or Twitter or whatever. Highly recommend. I know George has seen it. He's a big TikTok guy these days. Puka Nacua was also pretty good. Up the Rams. Tyreek Hill stinks. Dude, Miami's bad. Like, they might be the worst team in football if they play like that all year.
Well, now he's got that allegation in his
That is
another
true.
allegation, yeah.
Yeah, that came through today. It's funny. I don't think I ever got a notification about that today, but one of my buddies did, and he told me about it, and I said, "Oh, was he beating women again? Is that what happened?"
He was.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've seen a lot of trade rumors circulating. Maybe it's just because the Dolphins are so bad, and it makes sense that since the Chiefs have lost so many pass catchers that, maybe there might be a trade going on. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I keep seeing that pop up everywhere.
That would be interesting. I have no idea what his contract situation looks like, but that would be very interesting.
At this point, he would probably play for a veteran minimum to go anywhere and play for anyone other than Tua, honestly.
Well, he signed a 3-year. Oh God, I'm looking at Spot Track right now. Oh boy, Spot Track load. Yeah, it looks like it was an expensive contract.
Yes.
Oh boy. So he's got a potential out after this year. His cap hit this year is $27 million, and then next year's cap hit is $52 million. So he is certainly not playing for them next year, or anybody on that contract. Yeah, he signed a 3-year, $90 million deal with the Dolphins. $59 million of it was guaranteed. Signed that for last season, I think. Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Literally one of the fastest speed runs of the Dolphins being a good team to being absolute trash. And a lot of that is Tua being injured all the time. But other than that, nothing looks promising right now in Miami after that game against the Colts over the weekend.
Yeah, currently McDaniel is my favorite for first head coach fired this year.
Wild to say, but yeah,
Bro,
I think you're right.
He's gonna get out of the drugs off of the sidelines before he gets fired. Then.
JT Josh Jacobs, pretty disappointing. I think JT got banged up in that one. It sounds like he'll probably be okay. It doesn't say questionable or anything, but I'm pretty sure he. It was late in the game. They sat him. I don't remember what it was. Oh, it was a stinger to the neck, I believe they had announced. Yeah, big hit to the back of the neck where he was going to the ground. So I think he'll probably be fine. But, something to keep an eye on. They were disappointing, but I'm not super worried about them. Dallas Goedert, as my buddy Lane would say. Good game. 7 catches. He was getting targets more than A.J. Brown, that's for sure. Tough.
It's because I didn't draft him for once. He's
Actually
finally starting
true.
to do good.
Brees Hall had a good game. That's something I think a lot of people didn't expect. He was drafted really late this year. If he ends up kind of maintaining this usage, then shoot. I don't know if you really expect the Jets to put up any points.
Obviously, I did not think he was going to have a good game just because the Steelers' defense has notoriously you're not going to score 20 points on them generally as a running back. But Brees Hall actually looked really good yesterday. And Braylon Allen still looks good too. So I'd feel really good as a Brees Hall owner.
And Justin Fields looked really good too. So
looked really good, yeah.
The Jets could low-key be good this year.
That was actually a really fun Jets team. And
it was.
Even though I'm an Aaron Rodgers guy, it's been a while since they had a team like that.
It's kind of funny.
Not even last year.
Justin Fields and Aaron Rodgers swapped teams last year or this year, right? They both looked really, really good.
They did. Yeah.
Played each other the first week, put up 30 plus each. Yeah, that's interesting. Preston's marquee player, Jake Bates, pretty disappointing. The Lions looked really bad against the Packers. I don't know if we made them look bad or if they are bad or both, but I like to think we made them look bad.
I like to think they are bad.
That's a good point. Both, I suppose. Player of the week, spoiler alert, Zay Flowers on Preston's bench with 31 points, 143 yards, 7 catches, and a touchdown. That Baltimore-Buffalo game was crazy. Oh.
Yeah, I probably would have benched. I'll be honest. I definitely would have benched Zay Flowers here too. There's nothing Preston could have done on this one.
Yeah, but we didn't have to make that decision, so we can make fun of him for it.
Yeah. Now you get to be the Tyreek Hill on the bench guy, and you can't let Tyreek Hill on the bench guy. That's it. You just get made fun of every couple of weeks. Is pretty much it.
I think I'd bench Tyreek Hill this week. I think for me, it's a prove it at this point, man. He was bad last year, too. I mean, Tua missed most of last year, but even when Tua was back, he still wasn't that good. I mean, Preston doesn't have a ton of guys on the bench to be playing, but I think he could play Zay Flowers, and Zay Flowers might shit the bed, but Tyreek Hill probably will too, so. Seems like Zay Flowers' upside is almost bigger at this point. I'd rather trust Lamar Jackson and Baltimore's offense than Miami's. I mean, I don't know how many teams are going to be putting up 41 against Baltimore to make him score like that, but hey. Dylan Sampson was good, but it sounds like what's his face is going to be back. Their other rookie.
Judkins.
Thank
Yeah.
you, Judkins.
And Trey Benson also looked really good. So once Connors hurt, which I don't think he actually was last year. I want to say
He was
last year he
not.
really actually was not hurt.
That's
So
correct.
we'll see if another year goes by of Trey Benson looking like he's going to become a good player and doesn't get any chance to shine. But yeah, in his limited snaps,
Yeah,
he did pretty well.
very nice number of rush yards. On Cade's side of the ball, it was not as pleasant. Jared Goof, 9 points. He looked bad. The offensive line looked bad. They couldn't get anything going. They seemed like they kind of missed Ben Johnson. Packers were swarming the Lions playmakers. Got a little bit of Michael Parsons on his back. Nico Collins, also very disappointing. I'm kind of worried about the Texans just a little bit right now. Their offensive line looked really bad.
Yeah.
Outrageously
Again,
bad.
they just can't fix that for some reason.
Yeah, C.J. Stroud was seeing ghosts. JSN looked really good, though. Saquon didn't get hurt. And when Saquon is healthy, he's going to be very good. Mara was fine. Mark Andrews is trash. Nice. You can trade him to Jake, and he'll start getting touchdowns, Cade. He won't get them on your team, but he will on Jake's team. So
yeah.
Calvin Ridley.
What I will say.
Ooh, yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say with Cade's team, I'm looking at that Buffalo defense start. It does not feel like doesn't feel like he was all in for this game. If you're starting the Bills defense against the Ravens,
well, you draft the Bills defense, so you can't cut them, right?
I'm saying there's somebody. I think there's somebody on his bench he could have.
There definitely are. Yeah, there are probably a few players. Trey Harris and Ollie Gordon probably both could hit the waiver wire if you needed them to. Hunter Henry had a good week, but he would have been one of the guys I would have looked to cut as well before the week. But now Hunter Henry might be in his starting lineup.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley was fine. I mean, he had 8 targets, which is good, but yeah, the Denver defense looked really good, and I don't know if that was a Cam Ward problem or not. Cam Ward didn't look great, though.
Well, honestly, I watched part of that game. Actually, really just most of the highlights because I was watching other games at the time. Actually, that was the noon game, right? So I was watching the Steelers Jets. But Cam Ward, he didn't look awful, but his receivers literally did drop everything.
Yeah.
I watched highlights. They did not help him at all. I saw a clip of Cam Ward's dad, in pain, watching the last drop of the game. Or maybe it wasn't the last one, but there was a drop that was so bad that he was just hunched over, looking like he wanted to die. It was pretty funny.
That's tough. Well, hopefully brighter days are ahead for Greg's Tennessee Titans.
Nah, fuck him.
I love it. The bench, kind of not really much to talk about. J.J. McCarthy and the Vikings, that game was hilarious.
That game was something else.
I watched so I went to bed right after the pick 6. So I watched the highlights in the morning after seeing that the Vikings had ended up winning that game. And let me tell you, holy man, dude. Both these teams are butt cheeks. That's what I got out of this. I think the NFC North's not as good as we thought it was.
It's not.
Apparently they put an infographic out at one point for JJ's first touchdown to his own team, and then just put an asterisk underneath saying that.
No way.
Yeah.
That's
apparently,
awesome.
I wasn't paying attention, but
that's
let
awesome.
me see if we can find it.
I think I had seen a different graphic show up for it was like fourth quarter team yards or something like that, and it was Bears -1 and Vikings 164 or something like that.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah, so big up the Vikings. I guess they well, it's always good seeing the Chicago Bears choke, I guess.
Very true.
All right. That'll do it for this. What do we got next? I guess we got Jake's matchup. Jake, you took on Thickby, and you took a fat L, dude.
You know what? This was a tough one. Honestly, going into that Sunday Night Football game, the projection was very close. like it was the exact same situation that happened with you in the Dynasty League. Literally the exact same because you both had Josh Allen. So the first half he was off to a really slow start, and it looked like this was going to be a close game. I knew I was going to lose this one more so than I know. Actually, they were probably the same situation. Either way, I was going to lose this one, but it looks a lot worse now. But it doesn't help that I scored 105 points, so I don't feel like I got cheated out of a win or anything like that. Made the bad decision of not starting Garrett Wilson. We talked about this last week. I think you agreed with me that it was going to be the right call to bench Garrett Wilson against the Steelers defense, but turns out it's not the Steelers defense of old. So
Or
Garrett
Justin
Wilson
Fields
actually
is
looked
that
great.
good.
Or Justin Fields, yeah. Like Garrett Wilson looked great. He's going to be in my starting lineup this week. But
over
yeah,
Jamo.
my entire team, honestly, maybe over just over Devontae.
Whoa.
We'll see. I think maybe over Devontae. We'll see. But the biggest thing is my Lions way underperformed, but it was fine because I'm a Packers fan.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Like in any of the Packers fans' wildest dreams, we did not expect to kill the Lions the way that we did. Like Jahmyr Gibbs had 10 catches for 30 yards, like 20 yards rushing, something like that. There's no way anyone could have predicted that. So I'm not going to complain about that. But overall, this team performance pretty brutal. I was going to be. I'm trying to think. Who do the Eagles play next week? I'm going to say, we'll play the Chiefs. Probably going to play the Packers defense against the Commanders on Thursday over the Eagles versus the Chiefs as of right now, but I don't know.
I like
we'll figure that out.
I would do the same thing. I think we might get after Jaden Daniels a little bit on Thursday.
Yeah, I think so too. Last thing about my team. CeeDee Lamb had a average game, but also had a million drops that were crucial. So he could have had like 35, almost 40-point game probably if he would have caught some of those. But
yeah, if you just look at the stat line, you're happy with it. But if you watch the game, you're kind of pissed.
Yes.
Yeah, Nick's side of the ball. Well, Josh Allen did his stuff, huh, Jake?
He did. Yeah.
Going up against the Baltimore defense, so helps a little bit. I think we got a similar question mark for Nick here that we did in our previous matchup where we saw Buffalo defense in their aid.
Yeah, pretty much. Same thing.
Well, other than that, I mean, BTJ was disappointing. He got bailed out by a touchdown, but I think he only had the one catch. Yeah, one catch.
Lane, you could speak to this, but from what I saw, Trevor Lawrence overthrew BTJ like 10 times.
Yeah, it was a very interesting game. I mean, at least they won.
Yeah.
And then immediately sent off Tank Bigsby, but maybe that 5th and 6th round pick will hit. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd argue that the Jaguars won that trade big time, Lane.
Yeah, we'll see what happens in the long run.
A 5th and a 6th seems like a ton of compensation for a borderline starting running back, backup running back, right?
And you've got Tudor and you've got that dude Allen, which I actually did not know anything about Allen, but apparently he's I think he's earlier on the depth chart than Tudor, I want to say.
He
Maybe
did play a little more, regardless of his depth chart location.
But ETN looks good, so that's the biggest thing.
Yeah, that is.
Exactly. Surprising, especially after last year, so I'll take what I can get.
Malik Neighbors was pretty disappointing. Giants. Dude, Russell Wilson looks really bad. Really bad. They
said he's a week 2 starter.
Oh, God, did they really say that?
Oh, no.
Yes, they did.
I heard that they had asked ownership if they could start Jackson Dart, but you know what they really need, Jake? Famous Jameis.
What? Oh. That is what Malik Neighbors needs. That's a fact.
Yeah. If Jameis Winston plays a game for the Giants, he's going to throw like 6 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Malik Neighbors is going to have all of them. Yes, he's going to feast.
I remember I had the Browns. I think I had Jameis and like 3 Browns receivers last year. I want to say I kept picking them up.
Yeah, you had Cedric Tillman, Judy, and some.
I had a couple of them.
Yeah, you did. You had their entire roster last year that one week.
Yeah.
You started them all.
Well, there's a lot of excitement around Jameis entering a game. Fantasy.
He's got to be getting up
Mike
there.
Evans and Godwin, like 2 They were both top 5 receivers one year, maybe top 3.
Yeah, I think they were both top 3. Yeah, top 5 for sure. That
That's
was the year
James
that Godwin was number 1, I think.
That sounds right.
The benches were fine, I guess. Emeka Egbuka it's very exciting to see him drop a 24 bomb. I don't expect him to get 2 touchdowns every game, but he did look very good, which is awesome. Marion Hampton looked fine, I guess. I mean, get 15 carries, which is what you want to see, but I don't think the Chargers really got it going on the ground.
Chiefs tough team to
They are
run against. Fair enough. I thought he looked fine. I mean,
yeah, he's a rookie.
Yeah.
George Pickens, you're disappointed with, but I don't know. The second half of that Dallas game was kind of just scuffed after the delay.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter, 6 catches in his debut. That's got to be great to see. Laner, feeling good about that. More catches than BTJ. 6 times
I mean,
catches.
It's weird. I was expecting BTJ to just take it over entirely, but I mean, we'll see. I still have my doubts on Travis, so
Yeah, looks like they're all pretty short yardage, averaging about 5 yards a catch.
There was one play where he almost had like an 80-yard touchdown.
Okay.
And J.C. Horn had a sick one-handed interception that
Oh.
if the ball was thrown a little bit further, that could have been a highlight in week 1 for Travis Hunter. But yeah, I mean, I'm just happy as a Travis Hunter owner in Dynasty that he's playing a lot of offense right now. That's all you can ask for after drafting him anywhere, really.
Jake, how did it feel to have BCM cooking? Your boy Bill Krosky.
Oh, yeah. No, he
looked good.
He looked really good. No chance I start him against Packers defense this week.
Correct.
But but I'd love to see week 3 him show off this kind of stat line again.
Yeah, that'd be
awesome. He does look good.
Easy to look good against the Giants, Jake.
That is a fact.
Jordan Mason, on the other hand, looked really good in my opinion against the Bears. Looked like he probably could have been the 1A in that backfield as far as volume goes. But
he definitely looks like a better rusher right now, and then Aaron Jones is kind of getting all the receiving work at the moment.
Yep. Which, if the Vikings pick it up a little bit, could be valuable, but if they don't, well, fasten your seatbelts. It'll be a long year for both those guys.
Yes.
Jaden Reed looked awesome for that foot injury. I didn't see really any signs of him dealing with injury. So that's got to be good to see.
But also, we didn't throw to one receiver twice in the same quarter.
Yeah.
Seemingly. So 10 different pass catchers in that game. People are panicking if you own a Packers receiver in fantasy football right now.
Yeah.
It's fair enough.
I mean, Love only threw like 20-something passes, I think.
Yeah, 22 passes total.
Yeah. I don't know how frequent we'll see that, but maybe it'll be a little better. We'll have to throw more against better teams. The Lions are too easy. If the defense is really good for us this year, though, then I don't know. I mean, maybe we will struggle a little bit to throw the ball. Well, not struggle, but we might not throw enough.
Our defense is killing the Jordan Love MVP campaign.
Yeah, it might be. It might be the Micah Parsons MVP campaign.
Maybe. Oh, that'd be insane.
All right. That does it for this matchup. Jake, you stink, dude.
Yeah, this team does stink at the moment.
The biggest thing to remember is we're dead.
I think I'm next.
I don't know if we're dead yet.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not pressing the button. That was not me, for the record.
That was me. All right. I beat Lemons. It didn't really feel like a good victory because my team was disappointing, but it is nice to start off with a win, so that's cool. Jaden Daniels was kind of disappointing. He was fine, I guess. I'm kind of afraid to start him this week against Packers, but I don't have another quarterback on my roster, so we'll see how it goes. I guess I'll probably just leave him in. Drake London he had a ton of targets. I think he had like 15 targets. Yeah, 15 targets. He got hurt at the end. It sounds like an AC joint sprain they were talking. Apparently they're saying he's day-to-day. I'm worried about him too. I'm probably going to put him on the bench because my bench is pretty good. T. Higgins was disappointing, but the Bengals didn't really get much going on offense. I expect that to change. Cleveland has a good defense. Chase Brown, kind of the same thing. He got a touchdown, so I'm happy. James Conner was pretty solid. The Saints, I remember having a pretty good run defense last year. Maybe I'm wrong, but feel like they did. Cardinals have a cupcake matchup this week. I think they play Carolina. Yeah. So I feel pretty good about that. They've got a pretty good schedule going on, honestly, most of the year. George Kittle. So tough, dude.
The biggest thing to remember is we're dead.
George Kittle got put on the IR. That's tough. So thankfully, I drafted Tyler Warren, who looked really good last week. He was their leading receiver. And Michael Pittman also looked really good. I think he was just their leading receiver in targets, not necessarily fantasy points, because Pitti had a tutty. But yeah, I'm excited for that. Tyler Warren, welcome to the starting lineup, buddy, because need you. Mike Evans was fine. Honestly, kind of disappointing. I figured he'd dominate a little more with Igbuka being the other real option. But we'll see how it goes. It's Mike Evans, so chuck him in there and he'll drop you 40 points every handful of weeks. Bench was fine. Some guys good, some guys bad. Chuba looked pretty good. Ricky Pearsall looked pretty good. Chris Olave looked good until he got hurt. That was a bummer. Not a concussion, though. Oh, we're good. I think it was, I don't remember if it was a chest or, let's see. Yeah, chest. Apparently he went to the tent on multiple occasions. I was not aware of that. But yeah, I think it was a chest. He got rocked, apparently. But he came back every time. So he'll probably be fine. I mean, he's not going to be in my lineup. Everybody else was kind of just okay, if that. Lemon side of the ball, pretty much everybody was bad other than James Cook. Joe Burrow, bad. Terry McLaurin, bad against the Giant. That's kind of scary. Bo looked really good. DK Metcalf was fine. Kind of wished for a little better in a game that Aaron Rodgers threw 4 touchdowns in and on 300 yards. But you're not upset with this. Genty, 12 points. It's his debut,
He got a touchdown, too. So people are kind of not super excited with the debut for Genty, to be honest.
I mean, he got the volume, but dude averaged like 2 yards carry, which is a problem behind the Raiders' offensive line. So we might see a lot of that. He might be pretty touchdown dependent. And the Patriots usually have a pretty good defense, but we'll see how the next few games go, I guess. Yeah. I don't know. That'll be tough. They need Brock Bowers to stay healthy. Sounds like he's probably going to be fine, so they need to be able to throw the ball so that other teams can't stack the box on Genty. James Cook was a stud. Trey McBride was pretty good. Pacheco was not good. I didn't really catch a ton of this game because I was at a bachelor party, so I didn't really watch Pacheco, but he only had 5 carries. What the heck? That's crazy. Did anybody else run the ball?
You know what? I watched this game and I don't even remember. I would not have guessed he only had 5 carries, though.
Yeah, no kidding. Split work evenly with Kareem Hunt. So they each had like 5 carries or 8 touches or so.
Something like that.
I guess the Chiefs just struggled. That's worrying. If I'm Lemons, I'm scared about that. Debo can easily hit the flex, but I don't know if you really want Terry and Debo in the lineup at the same time. Not against the Packers next week. Quinshon Judkins, if he plays next week, could be in that conversation. Sounds like he's going to be back. Or I shouldn't say back. Sounds like he will be with the team for the first time in his non-existent career at this point. Rashee Rice cannot come back sooner for Lemons.
Very true, yeah. He's got an empty bench slot right now. He was just talking about in Dynasty League how there's nobody on the waiver wire, but he's got an empty slot in this league too.
Yeah, it looks like he must have moved Judkins to the IR and slotted him in. Well, Judkins might be popping into that bench spot.
Yeah, that's true.
So we'll see how it goes, I guess. Dak against Philly, you kind of expected that. Dak and Joe Burrow, I'm not really worried about either of those guys. But
the eye test on Dak was that he got way more than 7 points.
Like you said, CD was dropping balls left, right, and center. All right. Next up, looks like it is Brandon Sutton's Sticky Hands versus the Chase Bank Oh, man. That picture kind of gets me every time. All right, Bo Picks kind of stunk it up. Jake, as the resident Bo Lever, I'll leave you to explain this.
No excuses for Bo Nix. Have opposing defenses figured out Bo Nix. Got 1 year of tape on him. He's got his receiver he wanted, Cortland Sutton. They just signed him to I don't remember how much it was, but might have been like
A lot of money. It was a lot of money.
$5 million a year, something like that. Maybe something around there. No excuses for Bo Nix. Tennessee should not be shutting you down.
Correct.
If you're Bo Nix, and you have legitimate playoff aspirations, winning in the playoff aspirations.
They don't.
They do that. Their entire fan base had to have been thinking that going into the season, and they still are. But I mean,
it's a tough division.
Really brutal start. I thought they were going to lose this game.
Yeah, their defense looks really good, but their offense looks bad. I mean, Sutton looks fine, right? It's not a Sutton problem. It's a Bo Nix problem. Ted McMillan getting the volume, kind of like how we expected it to go. He was totally fine. That's a good rookie debut. Bijan Johnson was kind of saved by a big, like 50-something yard receiving touchdown right off the Ripskis. Achane got a touchdown, but you know, Miami's scary, dude. I'd be worried for Achane. Yoku was just okay. There was some other tight end from Cleveland that was getting a ton of catches.
Oh, I know who that is. I hope I'm pronouncing his name right. Harold Fannin Jr. or something like that.
Yeah, Harold Fannin. That's his name. I believe you are.
He's been on my radar.
Wow.
It's tough to like. No, he actually has been on my radar, but
elite.
He's unrostered in a lot of leagues. Mostly on my radar because I'm very aware of Njoku's injury history.
That's fair.
And Joe Flacco throwing to the tight ends, but
elite he looks Joe
legit.
Flacco.
He looks legit.
The Browns lost that game intentionally, I feel like, because I picked them in our family pick'em pool, and that was disappointing.
You picked the Browns in the pick'em pool?
Better believe it, baby. And you know what? I feel like I got robbed. I feel like they should have won that game.
That's a very bold
I think I was the only one. And yes, I did pick them, and I feel like I should have gotten that point.
But wait. This is a pick'em. It's not a Survivor.
Correct. Oh yeah. I would never do that in a Survivor.
That's what I was thinking.
No, I'm not insane.
I don't do any pick'em pools, so I was just thinking of that. You picked one game and you picked the Browns over the Bengals.
Yeah. No,
that would be wild.
I'm not a psychopath. I'm not a Jags fan. Sorry, Lane. Oh, that's funny. DJ Moore honestly looks pretty good, but there's so many mouths to feed in Chicago, and Caleb Williams looked bad. So take that.
Is he okay? By the way, I don't know. You said you didn't watch the end of that game.
Correct,
but
I did not.
He got killed on the last drive,
Oh.
and actually, I was going against DJ Moore, in a league, so I didn't want him to get any more points. I think he needed like 5 more or something. So if it was a touchdown, that would have been the game. Well, it was like a maybe 15-yard pass, and it was just a hospital pass.
Oh boy!
Between two guys, and he just got killed. And it was one of those go to commercial breaks. See how he's doing, and he was walking away. But yeah, so I don't know how he's doing, but I know Brandon needed DJ Moore. Actually, maybe not based on this score, but maybe it's a different league.
I'd be wanting to put DJ Moore on the bench, but there's not a ton of options for Brandon. Jerry Jeudy, you could maybe chuck in there. Juwan Jennings is banged up, didn't look good when he wasn't. Javonte Williams had 2 touchdowns, but I don't know how much you trust the guy. Kyle Pitts looked good. You could maybe start him over in Njoku. I see Brandon doing that potentially, especially if Drake London doesn't play. Kyle Pitts is a must start, in my opinion.
If you don't want him, I'll take him, Brandon.
Oh! That's nasty work, Lane. Because
there was no guarantee, Brandon. There was no guarantee that anyone was going to be interested in Kyle Pitts this season. So you might need to take up that offer.
I did make fun of him quite a bit for drafting him.
Respect.
All right, Greg's team. Baker was pretty good, I guess. I think Buka was a stud. Jamar Chase was bad. Well, he wasn't necessarily bad, I guess. But the Cincinnati Bengals offense struggled a bit. Jalen Waddle was disappointing. Jahmyr Gibbs caught a ton of passes but got no yards. We talked about it a little bit already. Tyrone Tracy, I'm concerned about. Brock Bowers pulled up. I think it was a leg or knee issue that they were talking about. I think he came back
think it
into
was
the game,
knee.
didn't he? No, he stayed out. They said he was day to day though. Apparently he's fine. I don't know what the deal is. I think from what I remember hearing, Brock Bowers wanted to go back in, but the trainers wouldn't let him, which is probably a good move from the trainers. So maybe Greg wants Scott Pitts. No, just kidding. He
Nah,
has
fuck you,
Jonnu
Greg, I'm
Smith.
taking him.
Oh, whoa. Interesting. Jonnu Smith on the bench, though. He had Bud, Aaron Rodgers' favorite target. Keon Coleman, stats might be a little inflated because of that one weird deflected touchdown, but also still was really
Start
good.
of the week.
Yeah.
Start of the week.
Excellent start from Chase Bank. Good work, Greg.
I heard that was like a late decision to sub out Bateman. It's what Brandon said. I thought I threw that in the chat.
He had Bateman in there?
That he won. I swear I read that in the
Lord,
chat.
Greg. Yeah, I think you're right,
so
actually.
if that was the case, yeah, that was the start of the week.
Greg, you could cut Bateman, dude. Not really, but you probably should. For your sanity. Travis Etienne looked good. Really good, actually. Talked about that a little bit. Now that they traded, not Tootin, the other guy. Tank Bigsby. Stank Bigsby, as Brandon would say. You have to believe that Etienne's going to be the starter, and Tootin / was it Allen? We backing him up?
Yep.
So, I mean, honestly, you could probably start Etienne most weeks. Granted, he played against Carolina, so it's pretty easy to look good. But they play Cincy next week, and you can definitely run on Cincy, so fire up your Etiennes. Stick Coleman in there for Waddle and Etienne on the flex, or Etienne just for Tracy. I don't know. Keenan Allen, I think you can start every week too. He had a ton. He had double-digit targets right off the bat for the Chargers, so he looked good. Stroud looked bad. You give him.
I was about to say,
you can maybe cut that guy too.
As someone who owns Stroud in too many leagues, I think in this format he's droppable at this point.
I think so too.
You got to be out on him, and even Higgins, like, he's good. He should be good, but this is not the situation.
I'd give Higgins time. You know, the Texans have time to turn around. He's a rookie. I think you expect rookies to start slow, especially wide receivers. But I agree that it's concerning that Houston was unable to do anything on offense. So,
That really was not helping this situation at all, no.
Yeah. All right, let's keep her moving. We got matchup of the week, George versus Lane. So in the matchup of the week, everybody had picked Lane apart from George, Brandon, and Lemons. So all of you, I have added 3 fab into your banks at this point now. So congratulations. Use it wisely for free agency. Lane, Kyler Murray, dude.
I think
Kyler Murray
is actually
not
a very elite quarterback.
Bro, straight up, this game was basically this game was a fucking mid-off. Like, the only 2 players who were exceptional were Lamar and Derrick Henry.
It was the game of the week, Lane, and you know what? It actually finished the closest, so I think I was accurate in my prediction on the game of the week here. Bryant 1, Yahoo 0, baby. Yeah, you're right.
Benches were active in this mid-off, though.
The benches were very active, especially yours, because George's bench was inactive for a good chunk of it. There were a couple good guys, though. So, Amon-Ra, the lines were disappointing. Marvin Harrison looked good. I feel like they're still not really giving him the ball enough, but he looked good, and he got a touchdown. Derrick Henry looked like a beast. He looked like a man playing with children out there. It was crazy. Whoa. That. Sorry, YouTube. But he looked like a stud. The Bills could not stop him, which was kind of funny because towards the end of the game, I think they pulled him out of the game and they were running Justice Hill? Is that his name?
Yeah, he did have that fumble at the end too.
He did, but we don't talk about that as Derrick Henry.
That's true. That is very true.
Kenneth Walker, I'm actually concerned about. He had a worse game than Charbonnet. I believe they split touches almost evenly. Charbonnet might even had a little more. Keep an eye on that. I'm benching benching Walker if I can, but you don't have to. You might be able to start Dobbins or Warren depending on matchup. But yeah, that's concerning to me as someone who has Kenneth Walker in a league or two. I'm not happy to see that. And Charbonnet, you could probably flex in a pinch. George is going to have to start him because George's running backs are ass. But for normal people, you can flex Charbonnet. And if Kenneth Walker does get hurt, Charbonnet will be a stud. And if Charbonnet gets hurt, I think Kenneth Walker will be back to being a stud. Now, they didn't get much offense going against the Niners, so maybe there are brighter days. But Dalton Kincaid actually looked pretty good. You can keep starting him. Xavier Worthy is dead. Sorry, Lane. Taylor Swift strikes again. I don't know. Rashid Shaheed, maybe. 6 catches. George has Lamar Jackson on his team, and everybody else was kind of just along for the ride. Jacoby Myers was pretty good too, I guess. A.J. Brown made George upset. He was texting me about it. It was kind of funny.
Jacoby, who else were they going to throw to once Bowers was out?
Well, right, and even then, even with Bowers,
Dante Thornton Jr.
You shut your mouth, Jay. He's actually right. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
That's a good answer. Good answer.
Yeah. So they play Monday night against Chargers. I mean, you can keep starting Jacoby. I have no problem with it. But Michael Pittman had a good game too, though. So, and Roma Dunze had a lot of fantasy points, but shoot, dude, I don't know if I can start anybody on that Bears team. Not with confidence. You can play pretty much all of them and just cross your fingers that it's their week, but I don't know if you're really going to be happy most of the time. We'll see. Maybe Rome will kind of keep her going. I mean, he had 9 targets, which is not a small number, but also.
Hold up, this just dawn on me now. But why, George? Why the fuck do you have a backup defense? Just.
Boom. Roasted.
Oh man! All right, we're gonna. Lane, do you have any closing thoughts? Do you have anything you want to say to George on the air?
I don't really have much to say. I mean, get rocked, but yeah,
Yes.
that works too.
All right, let's check the standings real quick. Oh, no, that's right. Okay, yep. Let's check the standings real quick. Half the team won and half the team's lost, so that's cool. I won with the fewest number of points. Nick won with the most points, and Cade's team stinks. Cool. And
low scoring week. I knew it was a low scoring week, but seeing 133 be the most points.
That's true. Week one's usually pretty a slow start. There were some good games this week.
There were.
Week one's usually a little slower. Players of the week this week, Josh Allen had 44.76 on Nick's team. Laner, you had Derrick Henry with 35.2. Preston had Zay Flowers on his bench, 31.1. Classic Preston. Greg had Brock Bowers, 18.3. Injury did not stop him. Kicker I had never heard of before for the Colts, Spencer Schrader, 16 points. He's a free agent. So if anybody's looking for a kicker out there, Preston. There you go, buddy. And I had the Denver defense with 17.5. So that is the best players of the week. Transactions we already touched. There were none. Matchup previews. We fly through these real quick. Start with me and Preston. This is looking like a bit of a stinker, if I'm going to be honest. But yeah, like I said, I'm a little worried about Jane Daniels, but I don't really have any other options, so might just roll with it and cross my fingers that Micah Parsons doesn't kill him. T. Higgins, Mike Evans, I don't know. I mean, a lot of my guys were disappointing, but I'm excited for Chuba Hubbard. I think Arizona's a great matchup. Seems like you can do whatever you want on them. And conversely, James Conner against Panthers, same thing. So and Chase Brown against the Jags. I'm thinking the running backs will cook this week. Hopefully the wide receivers can bounce back. Tyler Warren, I'm counting on you, buddy. Ricky Pearsall might grace my lineup, but I don't think he will. I'm kind of upset about it because I think he's going to be a stud with no Kittle, but I don't know if there's really room for him. We'll see. Think about that one. The rest of it's pretty locked. Preston side of the ball, Mahomes against Philly is a tough matchup, but he had a good week last week, so he has fewer weapons now. Hollywood Brown's kind of his leading wide receiver at this point. We'll see how that goes. I'm happy to see that on on the other side of the matchup. Puka was good. He'll probably continue to be good. Tyreek Hill, I think that projection is like 4 points too high. JT, tough matchup. Yeah, I wouldn't be excited about that if I was Preston. Josh Jacobs, I don't know if Washington's really a tough matchup, but I guess we'll find out. They played the Giants last week, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so that might just be the Giants not being able to run the football that they are red, but we'll see.
We do have two starting linemen right now.
That is true.
Aaron Banks and Zach Tom that are both injured, and I don't know, very possible one, hopefully not both, but if both miss that game, that would be a tough play.
I think they announced Tom out already.
They did already? I didn't see that.
I believe I heard that at work today.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
We can't lose both of them.
I would agree. Dallas Goedert.
Jordan Morgan would have to start for us then.
Yeah. He looked all right last week when the few snaps he took, I guess, but we'll see how it goes. Breece Hall, I'd be excited about against the Bills. I guess that's kind of about it. Minnesota against Atlanta. That's probably fine. Penix looked pretty good last week, I thought. At least for chunks of the game. Not the best of starts, but it's probably fine. On the bench, I'd probably put in Zay Flowers in, but Cleveland is a tough matchup, so I kind of get it.
I put Tucker Kraft in.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong. He had a good week last week. Touchdown. I mean, he had 9 points on a touchdown, so.
Not really a whole lot.
Yeah, it just depends on whether or not Jordan Love will throw the football more.
Yeah,
it's a horse piece for me.
I think he will.
I don't see a problem either way. Everybody else is probably on the bench, so pretty simple matchup there. I'm gonna go with myself. Jake, who do you got, buddy?
This is a tough one. This, to me, has game of the week potential. I know you're choosing the game of the week, but this is going to be a close one.
I thought about it.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. I mean, I already said who I think Preston should sub back in, but I think I got Preston in this one.
Okay. Laner?
You know what? I'll take you just to see what happens.
That's what I like to hear. I love being a pity pick. Oh, man. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Next up, Nick and Greg. This looks like Yahoo is really liking Nick here. I think there's a little bit of disrespect going on Keon Coleman's projection after last week. I'd probably put that at somewhere in more like the 11 to 12 range if it were me.
And Baker.
Yeah, the Bake Show too. I agree. 15 feels low. His projection last week was 18. I don't know if Houston's quite that good, but maybe their defense is good. Josh Allen's scary to go up against. Malik Neighbors is scary, but Jamar Chase the guy you want to cross. So BTJ, I'd probably take over Keon Coleman, but it's got to be a bounce back for BTJ. There's a world where Keon Coleman scores more if there's some more Trevor Lawrence issues going on in Jacksonville. McCaffrey and Gibbs, probably a wash. McCaffrey, edge. Yeah, I'm going to go. You know what? I'll take McCaffrey there just because the offense is going to have to run through him. But Gibbs is also very good. I think this is pretty low projection for McCaffrey, personally.
It is.
Bucky Irving and ETN. I'm actually going to call this a wash, even though ETN's projection is only 7.5. I think ETN could have a really big week against the Bengals with their non-existent defense. Laporta and Bowers. Got to take Bowers, assuming he's playing. McConkey and Keenan. That's an interesting matchup, both in the same team. Probably pretty close to a wash. I don't know. It kind of depends on who just gets the touchdowns, because Keenan Allen had a ton of volume last week. Here's about the defenses and the kickers. Benches. George Pickens could maybe get involved. Probably not. Yeah, I don't know if I'm changing much on Nick's side of the ball. I think his lineup's pretty set. Give it tight end, Ferguson. Maybe play Ferguson over Laporta. But Laporta was pretty solid last week, so I think you probably keep rolling with him. And on Greg's side of the ball, all these guys on his bench stink. So, there you go. Laner, we're going to go in reverse order this time. Who do you got?
This is probably gonna end up being Nick right here.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
I feel that. I think I'm going to second you there. Jake?
I've got Nick as well. The Greg hate continues.
The Greg hate continues. He's 1-0. He says, keep hating. Keep hating.
This is me watching Nick's team destroy me last week. Really more so than hating on Greg's team, for the record. But
I like Greg's team this
it
week.
is tough. Well, here's the deal: the Bengals looked bad.
They did.
The Lions looked bad.
They did.
Like a couple of these guys, Bowers is hurt.
He is.
It's like everything's in Nick's favor this week, in my
Keenan
opinion.
Allen's better
And,
than Lad McConkey.
Maybe so.
Yeah, no, I see what you're saying. There are definitely more question marks on Greg's side of the ball, but his upside is just as high. I think his team could do it, but I think Nick's team is a safer bet. Vegas would probably favor Nick, aka Yahoo. But yeah, there's definitely a world where Greg wins this. This is pretty even for me. I'm only going with Nick's side because Christian McCaffrey is underrated, and Josh Allen's definitely breaking 20 points.
Yeah.
All right. Cade and Brandon. We've got Jared Goof, Bo Nix. Wow, both those quarterbacks stink. Shout out Jake. Nico Collins and Cortland Sutton. Collins has to bounce back, and hopefully Sutton can keep her going. Who knows? Maybe Indy's defense is elite, dude. They locked down Miami. JSN was a stud. I'll take him for sure over DJ Moore. Saquon Bijan, wash. Kamara Achan, probably a wash with those matchups. I'd be okay with either. Mark Andrews, David Njoku. I'll take Njoku there. Whoa. Tet and Ridley. I'll take Tet, but Ridley could totally bounce back. The bench is for Brandon. Does he have a quarterback? Caleb Williams.
No. No.
I don't know. He looked
even
really
think
bad
about
last
that.
week, and he had a pretty good fantasy day because he ran the ball a decent amount.
There's no shot.
I think
There's
you can
no
think
shot.
about
Starting
it.
Caleb Williams here
I'd think about
in
it.
Detroit.
I don't know if I would, but I'd be tempted to. Dude, I mean, he's in Indy. Bo Nix looked like...
We have to. Yeah.
Dude, Bo Nix scored 8 fantasy points against the Titans at home last week.
bro, Bo Nix's picture looks like he's a "Where's my hug" kind of guy.
Nice. We'll hit him with this.
Boom. Roasted.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think if it were me, I might be firing up Caleb Williams. I'm going to be honest. And probably putting on my steel underpants for it. I think Kyle Pitts would be in my lineup. And
Yes, sir.
that's probably it. There's a world where I put Tet, I swap Tet and DJ Moore, and I flex Javante or Jerry Jeudy. There's a world. I mean, the Javante against the Giants is a pretty good matchup. There's a world where I do that. I don't know if I would, but I don't know. I'm kind of a Bears hater. But if I'm starting Caleb Williams, maybe I'm starting DJ Moore too, just in case.
I think there's a pretty good chance Brandon's on the waiver wire here.
Yeah, that
That
could
you'll
be.
see on Wednesday.
Better not be going after my guys. That's all I'm saying. Cade's side of the ball. Does he have a quarterback? JJ McCarthy. You could maybe fire up JJ McCarthy over Goof. I don't know. Horse apiece. I wouldn't blame a guy for rolling with Jared Goff because definitely more proven, but I don't know how good of a matchup the Bears defense is. They look pretty bad. He'll probably be fine. I think you can fire up Jared Goff. Everybody
I would
else.
start Jared Goff, and then
I would
if
start off. You
Yeah,
already
I know you
still
would,
probably gonna
Lane.
change my name.
Hunter Henry, I think, would be in my lineup here. And that's probably it. There's a world where Wandale gets in over Calvin Ridley, if I'm going to be honest. 8 targets last week. Granted, I don't know if Dallas is a good matchup or not. Maybe. Oh, who do we got in this one, gentlemen? I'm going to take... Jake, who do you got?
I was hoping I was going to be the last one to pick here.
Yeah.
I'll go. So
Alright.
I think what it's going to come down to is who eats more between Saquon and Bijan.
Fair.
I think Saquon's going to eat more this week, so I'm going Cade.
Respect. I think I think I lean Brandon here.
I can't pick between these two teams.
It's tough, Jake.
Let's see.
It's really tough. This could have been a matchup of the week.
I'm going to go Cade.
All right. Here we go. We'll see how the guest does this year on the picks. I'm excited to see. Also, if there's a curse or a blessing for being on the show. Laner, you'll be our guinea pig. Speaking of
I mean,
Laner,
I had the blessing last year.
dude, you have a legit opportunity to be matchup of the week again this week. This team is despicable. All right, so Lemons.
Lane is single-handedly funding all of our fab this year.
Yeah. Joe Burrow and Dak Prescott, take your pick. I don't care. If you think Joe Burrow bounces back, that's fine. Otherwise, Dak Prescott against the Giants, also a good matchup. Terry, you probably fire up because you don't really have a choice, but I think Debo would be in my lineup over Pacheco, which kind of sucks because you don't really want two Washington guys, but also, like, what can you do, man? Team you drafted. Lane side of the ball, Kyler.
I think
Kyler Murray
is actually
not
a very elite quarterback.
Derrick Henry's a stud. I don't care who he plays against. Kenneth Walker. Pittsburgh
We'll
is
see.
green, which makes you feel warm and fuzzy inside, but also it's in Pittsburgh, which terrifies me.
Okay, another thing that I did see is I forgot about it, but Kenneth did have a little bit of a foot injury
He
for
did.
the week.
In camp, yeah.
So that could have been part of it,
It could have been.
but
You're right.
I'm just coping here. I'm
Yeah.
coping.
I like the way you cope, Lane, because I also own Kenneth Walker in a couple leagues, and that's an easy argument to get behind. If it were me, there's a world where Jalen Warren would be sneaking into my lineup over him.
Maybe he might.
It's tough.
He might. I do like him. He is one of my mid as fuck running backs in Dynasty. So
Yeah, that's tough. That's tough because Kenneth Walker, has an opportunity to just be a stud, but I don't know. Maybe he'll bounce back.
it might be a matter of consistency over potential.
If Drake London is out, I'm doing everything I can to play Darnell Mooney. Probably just over Devonta Smith.
100%.
And even if he's not out, he might still be a good play if he's limited in some capacity. Like, I can imagine a shoulder injury on a wide receiver is very good for your ability to catch a football.
Just ask Xavier Worthy.
Xavier Worthy.
Yeah. I got Lane in this one, but Lemons' team could bounce back in a big way. Lane, I assume you have yourself.
You already know it.
Attaboy.
I'm definitely going myself.
Jake?
I've got Lane as well, and I think I would be tempted to start Zach Ertz, if I'm being honest.
I think you're wrong.
You get a little scared of that Packers defense on Thursday. You just throw it to Zach Ertz a couple times. I don't know.
I disagree. That's fine. I mean, there's nothing wrong. If he gets touchdown, you're happy, and if not, well, you might still be happy if Dalton Schultz doesn't.
I think they both got one.
Yeah.
Dalton Schultz. That's funny.
Dalton Schultz.
Yeah. Yeah, horse piece. I don't really care. All right, we've got the matchup of the week. Jake. There were a lot of close projections, but this one I liked the most.
Oh, no.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Not George again.
Yeah.
George
Oh, that's true. I didn't even realize.
If George loses, you have to keep making him the matchup of the week until he wins.
We're gonna have the matchup. Of
No,
the
that's too free. That's too free for the league. I can't do that for the integrity of the league, because then George will keep picking himself, and everybody will be getting fab except for him. All right, what do we got going on here? We got Jalen Hurts projected for a really low 17 points. I disagree with that. I think he'll be fine. I know the Chiefs' defense is historically pretty good, but I'd take the over on that. Lamar, I would also take the over on that. So, take that for what you will. CD and Jefferson, got to go CD, but they're both going to be great. Garrett Wilson, AJ Brown. I'm going to go Garrett Wilson, but that's one that you might regret.
That's also crazy that you had to think there, in my opinion.
I agree. I mean, it should be AJ Brown easy, right? It should be easily AJ Brown. But AJ Brown had 1 target and 1 catch last week, man. I know he's done that in the past, but shoot. I don't know. Garrett Wilson looked pretty good last week. Kyron, Aaron Jones. I go both your running backs here. Although Charbonnet and Montgomery is a wash. I'm going to call that. Maybe a slight lean Montgomery. I'll take Kelsey all day over Ingram with no other pass catchers in Kansas City. And I'll take Jacoby over JMO if he stays in your lineup.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there.
Any temptation of putting Bill Krosky in the flex?
No, that's the one guy I'm not tempted to throw in flex this week. Just it being against Green Bay defense, and we looked insane against the rush.
Any temptation of Jaden Reed in your flex?
No, it would be Devontae. There'd be a slight
decision.
temptation. Jordan Mason potentially. Probably not going to happen, but I feel like there's a slight chance I'd do that.
If I were you, I think I'd roll with JMO still. I like the Jordan Mason.
I always
poll,
do,
but I think I would want him to actually have a good week one time. He looked good last week, but I think I'd want him to perform well against Atlanta, and then I'd feel confident to fire him up against Cincy.
Yeah, my team. It's not like I absolutely have to start him right now, so
I agree.
That part's good.
Let's see what George has on his bench. I'd be. You can't really play Pity City, can you? Not against Denver. Can't play Caleb Johnson. He had negative points last week. Yeah, I mean, this is just George's lineup, I think. Tight end, maybe? No. Evan Ingram, if he plays, is probably in the lineup. But if he doesn't play, I guess Colson Loveland's your guy. I wouldn't feel very good about that.
Does something.
Yeah.
I mean, first game as a rookie. I mean, you can't
Also,
expect too much.
Right.
But live on the pod, breaking news: the Packers are rewarding wide receiver Christian Watson with a 1-year, $13.25 million contract extension.
Oh. I like it. I see that too. Breaking news. Attaboy.
I like it too.
Jake Shefty. Or should I say Jake Ricky? Ricky Jorgensen?
Oh, Ricky. I'm right. Yeah. He's right.
Alert.
He has been right.
He has been. So this is the matchup of the week.
Yeah.
This is very important, Jake. Who do you got?
Got myself, of course.
Whoa.
I'd love to see for more context, if George was on the pod, he would remind me that he's owned my team for the last probably 5 or 6 years. I pick up a couple wins here or there, but
yeah,
he has eliminated me from the playoffs multiple times. And yeah, this name Daddy, he's had Jake's Daddy or something like that. Probably 7 times
at least.
So
still taking Jake. You can lock that in for my fab too.
I agree.
And
I'll be waiting on that $3 next week before Thursday.
Big ups. All right, there you have it, everybody. A triple Jake.
Love it.
That might make me a little nervous if I was you, Jake. Hey, so far the league consensus is correct.
That's true.
All right,
said everybody did end up voting on the game of the week.
Yes, everybody vote. I did for
That's
week
good.
1. I did send out a couple personal DMs of some people who were a little slow. I will not be doing that rest of the season. I just wanted to give people a chance on week 1 since it was the first week we were doing it.
Respect.
So,
cool.
Preston, I will not be messaging you. Also, you, Laner. All right, we have one more segment, and it's the most important one. Jake, do you have the button ready?
Yes.
That's what I like to hear. You have to press it even for your own roast. I hope you know that.
I will.
Yeah, you will.
Reluctantly.
Yeah, you will. All right. We're going to start with lemons. Lemons, it's a new year, but it's the same small chub for you and your team.
Boom. Roasted.
Jake, the only one thankful for JMO in this matchup was Nick.
Boom. Roasted.
Also, is that a Thanksgiving name from last year? Because I just want to say, a little out of date.
Boom. Roasted.
It is out of date for
wasn't
the
part of the
record.
roast, but I appreciate that.
It was.
All right, Preston. We're all happy that you changed your team name, but we don't need to know what you do after a big win.
Boom. Roasted.
Speaking of which, Brandon, we don't need to know where Preston's stuff is ending up.
Boom. Roasted.
Yeah, big time. And lastly, George, I'm all for giving your kids more responsibility, but maybe you shouldn't let Avery draft your team next year, dude.
Boom. Roasted.
Pretty tough.
I also forgot.
Brandon, you trash at fantasy.
Nice. Oh, good point. That's a good point. All right, everybody. I think that's going to do it for this week's episode. So good luck to everybody except for Preston, Lemons, and George. Thank you, everybody, and we will see you next week.